Today we're celebrating this great endeavor that our church began to do just a few years ago. And we started something and we handed the ball off and we said, listen, we feel like the Lord wants you to take hold of this program, to make it yours and to really work with it. Of course, it's not really theirs either. It's God's, isn't it? Amen. But we are so thankful for what Brian and Jennifer has been able to do by the anointing that's upon their life. And what I'm going to do here, so you guys know, is we're going to get ready to start this off by taking up a special offering. And when we do that, I want Brian to sing. And then from there, we're going to let you guys take about 15 minutes of the service and work with us a little bit. But I want to just to share this from a pastor's heart. You know, years ago, I remember being in the other church building that burned. And Greg Watson, he's not here today, had really been talking to me about a good, close, personal friend of his, Brian. And he was very concerned about Brian, and he said, Brian's in trouble. And Brian needs a touch from God. He needs a turnaround in his life. And I remember Brian coming in and sitting, would be on the right side of the church with his family. And we took a little while that day and we ministered to them. I don't know whether you remember that or not. I do. And from there it was a journey. I'd like to tell you from that point on, Brian turned his life around and it was all good and fantastic from there. But we rode a roller coaster for a while. And I've shared this with the congregation before. Some of you haven't heard this, but there were many times when I got a call and said that, I think it was about 3 or 4 different times, that I went to critical care to see Brian and was told he's not going to make it. There's a good chance he'll never come out of this. His liver is gone. He is in bad, critical state. I remember going in and talking to him more than once, Brian, and he knows the drill, the routine. If you've been around me, you know how I am, right? I just walk and tell you the way it is. I said, you're going to die if you don't get yourself straightened up. You're going to die. So that God can touch you. And God can heal you.
Yes.
And today, he's here. How many years sober? 6 years sober. Has a college degree to help people who have addictions to get through, to do counseling. Are we ever proud of what's happened in his life? I know many of you from Road Redemption have heard a story, but it is always to me a revelation to hear that God can take us and change our life. And there's so many times we give up on people. Some of you have family, and we're just tempted at times to say we give up on them. It's done. They've gone too far. But Brian will tell you that he got down to about the lowest of the low. But God had mercy. And God granted him the ability to get up and to move forward and give him the opportunity in life to make something of himself. Now he's affecting a whole community, making changes in our city, getting people back on their feet, getting the warrants taken off their record, where they're not having to run all the time from the law, getting things straightened up. It is such a marvelous story to hear. And today he showed me that he's working with the sheriff department. They give him a special, I don't know whether that's a badge or whatever, that allows him to go and to speak to people behind the scenes. And this, if you don't know, this new sheriff's a little different. And I've heard from the clergy, it's going to be challenging to get back and talk to some of those folks behind bars. But look at the favor that God's already given him to be able to do that. And So today we're celebrating with them. Next week we're going to be doing the same. They're going to be out there with their tables. There's going to be a breakfast next Sunday, and it's going to start at 10 o'clock.
We're going to do 8 to 9.
8 to 9 before Kickstart. And then what? Another one at 10. So if you want to come in early, you can have breakfast. If you want to come in at 10 o'clock, you can have breakfast. All the proceeds go to Road to Redemption. But today's offering, and it's just going to be today's offering, so we want to make that plain. Today's offering, all the offering, now not to tithing, tithing goes to the church, but the offering goes to Road to Redemption. So I'm going to ask you today, in your offering giving, you can give to Road to Redemption through Givelify. You can write a check, Tabernacle of Praise, and put it in a ledger for Road to Redemption. There's several ways you can give, but the offering part of today's offering will go to Road to Redemption. I would like to take up, I can tell you where my heart is. I'd like to give $1,000 today. Everybody say possible. But the Lord's going to have to put it on our hearts to do that. And some of you here, maybe we're at tax time, maybe you're getting a good tax check back already. You know that you're going to, and some of you get maybe, I know in some cases, thousands of dollars back. And so why not give, $100 today to Road to Redemption? And what a blessing it would be. They can tell you, if we had time, they can tell you story after story after story of how people's lives have been changed. I know Beth Singer is going to testify here in a bit. She's got a personal testimony. There's so many people that have been affected by this program. And so today, as the ushers come, as we come today, and Brian's going to sing for us while we do this, and then we're going to have 15 minutes that they're going to share about Road to Redemption. All right? All right. You give us unto the Lord will bless you.